Hello and howdy everyone. A couple days ago, saw a film I was very excited to see, Stoker. And it might be the victim of high expectations. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 6. And that does not come easily for me. I very much wanted to love this film, and I'll explain why. It's the English language debut of Korean master. I think I can go ahead and say that, title. I believe he is a master over in Korea. Park Woon-chang, and I hope I'm saying his name right. His family name is Park. In Western cultures we put the family name last, where in some Eastern cultures they put the family name first. So his family name is Park, and his name is Chang. Well, now I've forgotten it. I just said it. Chang-woo, Park Chang-woo, Chang-woo Park, something like. Yeah, I think it's okay. Please don't, kill me. I love his films. Well, most of his films I love. Basically, it all comes down to Old Boy. He made Old Boy, and that is one of the great films of the last decade. It holds a special place in my heart. I saw Old Boy soon after moving to Los Angeles. Within a few years of moving to Los Angeles, I was trying to get into film culture, to find the art houses, to see where I can watch foreign films. And I had recently discovered this theater. It's gone now, but they showed just the weirdest movies you can imagine, and foreign cinema. And I went to that theater a lot. And at that theater, I saw Old Boy. And Old Boy blew my mind apart. It was just amazing. Again, I feel it's one of the great films of the last decade. I think it's, an undisputed, piece of cinema. It's just beautiful in its violence. And its pain. So, because Park Chang-woo gave me Old Boy, I will have to give him my money for the rest of his career, which I have, no problems with. He made many other films, and I all think they're of, some quality. To go along with the Old Boy, they call it the Vengeance Trilogy, with sympathy for, oh gosh, why am I mixing up so many names today? Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, and I think there's Lady Vengeance, and then there's Old Boy. He's also done, like, I think he did a segment of 3, God, my brain is just not working today. 3 meals, 3 stories, something like that. His last film, I also saw in the theater, and I was also slightly let down with, was Thirst, which was kind of this modern day retelling of the vampire myth, where vampirism is a disease. I enjoyed Thirst more than I enjoyed this film. I'm trying to get to this film. Anywho, so why don't I do it? Stoker is the first film he's made in English, with English-speaking actors and a primarily English-speaking crew. In the opening credits, I noticed that only 2 names were, Korean, and that being him, the director, and the director of photography, his cameraman. So that's pretty much the only, and I suppose that communication you know, has to be key. So I'm glad that they were on the same page, because, you know, the film does look beautiful. Oftentimes it can be, you know, a little nerve-wracking when translating. I've actually worked on a film where the director, in this instance, the director was Japanese, and all of the actors were American actors, and the director would speak to his translator. The translator would speak to the actor. The actor, if having any questions, would speak to the translator. The translator would then speak to the director. And all things would be done this way. And that's irritating. You know, that's... you would hope your point's getting across because it's up there on the screen, finally, so you think that mission accomplished. But I always think there's got to be something. You know, there's just some level of difficulty that's added to that process. I've seen it firsthand. So I kind of pictured that going on while making, you know, this film, while I was watching the film. The film is about family. It's about family. The father of a family dies mysteriously. His brother resurfaces from a long trip from Europe. He left long ago. And the mother and daughter, you know, the widow and daughter are left alone. The brother comes into their home to take care of them, to support his brother's family. And it quickly appears that not everything is on the level. And soon suspicion grows, and people disappear, and violence ensues. That's basically what the film is about. The film stars Nicole Kidman, Mia Wasikowska, I'm not sure how to say her last name. She was really good here. I think I preferred her performance. She was, my brain is not working today. Oy, what is that damn movie? It's with Annette Bening, Julianne Moore. They were lesbians. They were parents to kids whose sperm donor father was Mark Ruffalo. Damn it. Anyway, Mia Wasikowska was in that. She's good here. She looked beautiful in her plainness. She did full nudity. That's brave. And she looked beautiful while doing it. Yeah, she was, you know, tremendous. She was in practically every scene. The movie is her story. And she, I thought, carried the film rather nicely. The bad guy, I guess the brother, now I can't remember his name, Sean, I think something. The entire time I was watching the film, I was like, who is this guy? Where do I know him from? He seems so familiar. And I guess I could have looked him up or something, but, you know, I pride myself on my brain knowing, even if it doesn't know. And I have yet to, you know, place what film I've seen him in. But, man, it was driving me nuts. Still driving me nuts. Jackie Weaver is also in it for a brief time. Did I say Nicole Kidman? Dermot Mulroney is also in it for a little bit. Nicole Kidman is good. She's always good. She's always intense. She kind of looks odd here. I guess that will kind of lead me into my main point. She kind of looks otherworldly at times, and I think it's kind of goes without saying that Nicole Kidman has had some work done, you know, some plastic surgery, and I think that's a shame just because she's always been beautiful, and I don't know why actresses do that, you know, when they're obviously very talented, very popular, they've already got money, they're rich. Why do they need to mess with their face? You know, it's going to look unnatural, and sometimes Nicole Kidman just kind of looks unnatural. But the whole film is rather unnatural. That is what I didn't like about it. It doesn't make much sense, but it's not abstract. You know, it's not metaphorical. I didn't think really. You know, it's not a Lynchian, like, oh, what does that mean? You know, this is so weird. You know, everything's rather straightforward. You know, everything happens. It's just, or happens obviously. It's just that, why is it happening? It seems to take place in an alternate universe where only this family exists. And, you know, it's kind of hard to describe that nothing else matters but this family. And it was just weird in a way. It was like no one else existed in the world when they would go driving around. No one else would be on the streets. It would just be them. But yet it was weird when the daughter would go to school, like it would be a massive school, like something you would picture in a metropolitan area, just a big, huge school building, you know, thousands of students. And then elsewhere in the town, there is just nobody. It's just like a ghost town, that all it is a giant school. And then the house where they live. Things happen without any explanation, and without any cause or provocation. At most points of the film, I felt lost. I asked myself several times, why did that happen? Why did he do that? Why did she do that? There was no reason to do that. You know, it just... And then, after a major event would happen, it was like, it didn't happen. No one seemed to care. You know, it just... Again, if something happened outside the family, then, you know, it might as well have not happened. I don't know if I'm making a solid point, but, you know, it just didn't make... Everyone behaved in a inhuman manner, in the fact that no one cared about anything that was going on. No one asked questions. No one was curious. And I just thought that was obviously a choice. You know, it's obviously a stylistic choice, perhaps even supposed to mean something. What, I'm not sure. You know, I may have to watch this again. I don't really want to, but I may have to, just to see if there's some deeper meaning. So, I was rather bored for most of the film. I was rather irritated for most of the film. Its saving grace are its performances. The acting across the board is again, it's all very everything about the film is stylish, and everything is done in a stylistic way, including the performances. I thought the performances were all good, if all a little one note, but I believe that that's kind of the point. Again, we see characters, we start to have an investment with a character, and then they're gone. We start to have an investment with a character, and then they totally switch personalities. You know, it's just kind of odd in that way. So the acting is, you know, solid. You know, solid performances across the board. Also visually. Park is, a visual stunner, and just again, he's got this way with tone. He's a master of tone. And that tone, it never breaks. You know, that was my initial thought after watching the film, is I spent 90 minutes thinking something was going to happen, and nothing happened. You know, you're just always like, something is going to be around this corner. You know, something's going to happen right now. Oh my God, you know, something is building right now, but it never does. And it's kind of weird, you know, it's still very skilled to keep you wrapped up like that, to, you know, keep you in a way on the edge of your seat. I wasn't on the edge of my seat ever, but I was definitely always thinking like, oh man, you know, shit's gonna hit the fan. And it seems like I was thinking, oh man, shit's gonna hit the fan, like the entire time I was watching the film, and the shit never hits the fan. So I mean, I think that's something that's admirable. It shows skill, and again, that mastery of tone. And there was also 2 solid instances where I wanted to rewind the film. You know, where I just wanted to yell up to the projection, you know, hey, could you take that back 30 seconds? Simply because of the, you know, visual, I don't know if it was like editing or a camera trick or, you know, it's just a gorgeous film. Everything looks beautiful. You know, that tone of the story is matched with the, you know, the tone of the frame, the color, the motion of the camera. Everything is sacrificed for that tone and the maintaining of that driving force. Even if it, you know, has nothing. There's not. It's all surface. You know, if you try and dig into it, then, you know, I think it's rather empty, and so it's kind of this glossy, pretty, just meaningless story. And I hate to say that. I feel bad. I feel bad saying that. But I think it's kind of accurate. I don't know what else to say about it. I think I'd just be repeating myself. But it just gorgeous to look at, very well acted, but just hollow, you know, just hollow. And it just left me disappointed. You know, I was just disappointed. And again, I think that's my own fault, because I had high expectations. Again, Park made a film that I will say changed my life. So I always kind of think, oh, well, this director needs to continuously make films that are going to change my life. I guess that's, you know, next to impossible. So I don't know what else to say. Again, I'll see all of his works. In a nutshell, I'm not going to recommend this. I don't think you need to see it. Definitely not in the theater. And if you're a fan of his work and you know him, definitely check it out. But I don't know, I just don't think it's necessary to see. You know, it just left me wanting. You know, just left me wanting. I don't really know what else to say about it. I think I hit all the main points. So there you go. That's Stoker, and I'll give it a solid 6. You know, it was gorgeous, and you know, keeps up with Park's mastery of tone and visuals, but there's just nothing there to think about. You know, I saw this film, and I don't think, other than right now recording this review, I've thought about it for 1 second. You know, other than like maybe afterwards, I was like, why did that happen? You know, because some of the ending is just, again, I don't understand it. You know, I don't even think about it because, you know, I don't know. The character just, at the very end, seemed to betray herself. And it just left me with a bad taste in my mouth. and I don't know what else to say about it, so I'll just stop talking. That's Stoker. It's a solid 6. Thank you very much.